Welcome to the Geek Easy, fellow geeks. Let's open a beverage of your choice. Because today we are doing another installment of Incredible Independence. Space there for a second. And the independent comic that we will be doing today is the series Pinupocalypse, written by Andrew Tarusov, Tarusov, and published by Massive Comics. So far there's been 5 issues. There are 6 in the series. It's been so good so far, I'm going to do a review of it despite it being not being finished. The basic breakdown of this comic, it is a satire of the old, like 1950s sci-fi / horror movies, and I guess a little bit of commentary on 50s, the way things either they were portrayed in the 50s in media or actually the lifestyle itself. And it is just a really, really enjoyable comic. This here is Foxy. Who, as I said, is one of the 2 main characters in this book. It kind of starts out with her in an action shot, nice, basically a rehash of, not rehash, but covers this. So she's, you're probably wondering, how did I end up here and why? A pretty girl in a gorgeous new dress, blasting away hordes of zombies right here in the middle of my lovely little town, and on my 18th birthday of all things. Well, there are only 2 people on this planet who could tell you the whole story, and I happen to be one of them. I think this calls for a flashback. So it starts out in a little town, Pinupocalypse, a place to stay. So it's just, just any town, USA, and so you have, Foxy. It's her 18th birthday. She's called, she's getting dressed, and she's called down for breakfast. It's a Sunday. You have the mother and father down there, just the typical things. I'm so glad it's Sunday and Mom can spend the whole day cooking for us. And the mom's like, oh, it's just like every other day for me, because thank God I don't have a job. And the father's like, hey, good one, honey. Who would hire you anyway? You're a woman. So just, already you're getting the tone of it. It's just, like a little takeoff of, how things were in the attitudes in the 50s. I'm assuming it's in the 50s, maybe in the 60s, but the cars are 50s. And they give her some money for her birthday, and you know, just little things like singing your birthday. I'll be helping your mother. She probably needs my expertise in the kitchen. Yeah, but they kind of pressure her to get married to this boyfriend that she has, who's been waiting outside the house for 4 hours to give her birthday present. And she's like, "Oh, I'm not that bright." And so she goes out there and he gives her a couple of. He gives her a bracelet. Borrows her mom's car and is driving to town. She has this dress that she's wanting to see, maybe get it for her birthday, which is this one right here. And she sees this little kind of freaky dude hanging out on the road. She's like, he's a little weird, but never mind him. Driving there and almost gets into a wreck to this little hot rod where you see Johnny and his girlfriend in the car, and he makes fun of her for women driving and all that stuff. But she goes in, tries on the dress, knowing that she can't afford it and all that. But then all of a sudden, boom. Turns out that it's just some sort of thing, and it's gas, and it starts turning people into zombies. And that's when you come across Roxy for the second time. She saves Foxy and Roxy. Foxy is kind of a dumb, kind of dumb, vain girl who's more worried about her looks, and she's, and Roxy is the tough greaser chick. And so basically what we have for the rest of the movie is comic is them trying to, each one picks up, the first panel of the new book is where the last one left off. So it's the last panel of the last previous issue is the first page of the next. And you've got them trying to get away from things, get away and figure out what is going on. They try and go there. They go back to Foxy's house. They can hide there. But there's a birthday surprise party, which Foxy thought was going on, but she didn't think there's going to be all that many people. And they're like, "Why do you come here then?" But they have to escape and do the old, So, it turns out that they're trying to figure out what's going on and stay alive. Well, the little weird-looking man that they saw, turns out that he's not. I mean, they see him and they start following him. They follow him into a movie theater that is playing Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And they follow him up onto the roof. He gets kind of beamed up to a little bell-shaped flying saucer. And they get beamed up there. And this is how they find out what is happening. Uh, the planet is going to be destroyed by a malevolent alien race. It's going to be destroyed. And the group that's with them, they want to save two people to help keep, they're like a zoo, stuff like that, where they save a bunch of different species. And they're like, yeah, we're going to take two people that can help repopulate the humanity so we can keep them, and we're going to keep these two so they can repopulate stuff on our world before and the reason we turned all these people into zombies is to kind of screw the race that's going to destroy your planet out of, like slave labor or whatever it is. And Foxy and Roxy are like, excuse me, yeah, done fucked up. You can't do two chicks, you can't do two women and repopulate the society. It's just not gonna work that way there, folks. You got, like, and what had happened was the bracelet that that her boyfriend had given her, both girls had a bracelet. That's why they didn't change. But Johnny, her boyfriend, had gotten both these bracelets from the little odd man. He was the guy that gave them to Johnny, but Roxy's boyfriend had stolen one of the bracelets from Johnny to give to Roxy. That's why Roxy had it. And so he's like, well, fuck, we can't do anything. So he just beams him back down and says, and we're just gonna do stuff. We can't save you now. And so now the other two girls are trying to, but they realize that people can be changed back. They have a way of changing everybody back to human, because the guys that turned them into zombies made it so that they can change them back. And so that's, now they're trying to stop them, trying to get to the aliens and change everybody back. Now, it is a satire. It is making fun of everything. It's taking things to an extreme example, and it's just really funny. You've got them making little comments from other movies, like say hello to my little friend, where she's using a mirror compact to reflect a laser. Here's Roxy. So there's little just other famous movies where the lines are dropped in, and just these ridiculous little situations, and dropping these really funny lines, kind of off the wall comments in these really over the top situations, while still telling an engaging story. They do it. Mr. Turusov does a fantastic job in keeping the pace, the tone, and the humor going. The story is really good. And of course, I can't tell how it ends, because there is one more issue left, but if the issue is as good as the first five, it's going to be just as satisfying and just as good as the rest of the story. And you also see the two of these people developing a not liking each other at first into a friendship and kind of a budding relationship in another way. But it's not for like in a lot of these other books, it's kind of forced and stuff like that. But this is actually a little bit entertaining, and it kind of fits with the tone of the story. I thought I wasn't going to like that part, but it just fits. This is just a really fun story because not only do you have the 50s horror aesthetic, which a lot of old 50s science fiction horror movies are fun. This keeps that spirit, but it also keeps the humor of satiring it and making it enjoyable at the same time. So there's commenting on how kind of dumb they were, but also how great they are. And in tone, it helps that the art is really good along with it. Because one thing that I've noticed, and especially like a lot of the issues with the big two, either the story is lacking and the art is great, or the story is really good and the art sucks because some of the big two, they aren't paying their artists enough and they just got some really crappy either storytellers or writers. These have both. The art isn't, there's certain types of art are fine with certain stories, and the art in this, the art in this really complements the story because and also I guess Andrew Taroff does the art as well. Let's see. Idea, story, and art by Andrew Taroff, and so he does the whole thing. So here is the spaceship. But so since they're actually sort of making fun of, not making fun of, but satiring the genre, you're also they gotta have the art that goes along with it. And so I think they're not they're and it is very good art, and so it just keeps the story and the issue perfect all around. I'm going to give this pretty much a 5 out of 5 because it is a fun read. They aren't, they go by quick. It's not, super long issues. But some stories they just try and, the story just drags, or they try and pack too much information into it. But these are perfectly paced, not too much information, not too much, stuff, and it's just fun all around. And I know I've already said this a few times, but I recommend the hell out of it. So, I don't think the issues are going to be, you have to pay any more than cover, if not, and if you do, maybe just a couple bucks more here and there for the first 5, and then just get 6, or just wait for the trade. Either way, I recommend getting it. You'll like it. Trust me on this one. So, is let me know is if you've read this and what you think of it. If you have, what you think of it. If you agree with my review, or if you don't, let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, possibly share, and most of all, enjoy your science fiction, horror, 50s parody comic books.